Welcome everyone to our tiny little Linux distribution here. Live on this channel, of course, I'm finally building the release. ISOs long overdue. Just too many details, too many bugs, too many regressions and stuff, and obviously have to earn money in between. So yesterday's liquid cooling stuff, actually totally amazing. I actually really run this bash script here now. It's pasted this video, this nzxt Kraken AIO finally, like, probably should actually check how long I have that. I should have done this since months, but yeah, totally amazing. The difference is now that not only cooling is better, but also the fans don't go crazy up and down. So my simply heuristics here, they would say like, yeah, pump 150%, yay, but due to the CPU temperature, CPU temperature, and so I implemented some performance boost optimization there. Like if it's 150% because, I mean, it could, from the temperature, I have a temperature target, I could actually show you that. So just a little bit shell scripting here, because with this liquid control stuff. And yeah, somehow I need to make this proper code. This is of course proof of concept. You don't want to run this in shell, obviously. As per yesterday, I continued like one hour to make this proper work. So what I do here is like CPU temperature target 70 degree. Of course it can get higher, but it boosts less. So I noticed this Ryzen 1550X, it stops, or it boosts, no, it doesn't stop, it boosts less after 70 degree, plus minus, give or take. So, but anyway, even this Kraken, it's not the large radiator, it's just a, was it 30 something? It's just a 26 or so centimeter radiator. I probably should have got the bigger one, but yeah, next time. And because that one, although I'm not even sure if the bigger radiator would help, I have the feeling the water liquid throughput there is, and like the surface of the liquid there on this microfins or something in the cold block there, cold plate, whatever, is limiting that. So yeah, 70 is because when we like have 100% load, it's getting over 70. I mean, it's probably good, but just that you know. But anyway, so yeah, I simply, yeah, even simple linear math, right, can even do this in shell, obviously. So ambient, I approximated some ambient temperatures like minus 7 degrees, because it's plus minus, it's just an estimate, right, because motherboard obviously always warmer than ambient. Scaling here, pump from temperature, so basically the pump linear to the CPU temperature. The fan I don't drive directly with the percentage, just to give it a, it's like, basically the fan should keep the radiator cool, ambient +3, +9 or something, like 5 to 100%. And so this simple stuff, and then I also cache that. So if I would just run this, it would like every second change the pump and fan. That could be annoying. So I actually implemented here a helper function and cache the last program value here in an associative or shell array, because obviously, and not set this if this is not plus minus 5 or something, so that we're not like constantly changing the pump and stuff. Could, or especially like 50%, 100%, 50%, like this crazy changes. So that's why it's only updating that then if the pump is changes plus minus 5%, and the fan temperature, for the fan I use here plus minus 2, because it's temperature anyway. And so this simple, how much is it, even is it? I have one little hack, because I noticed with that I could like sometimes only get like pump 97%, because we program 97, and then if we program it to 100, it's like not plus minus 5. So if value greater equal 100, then set it to, just so that we can reach pump 100%. Super simple stuff. It works amazingly well. So we run this. So right now we're compiling this release ISOs. We have pretty high load. And now it changes, for example, it was 100, now it's like tiny little bit less, just because we could down. But yeah, of course, I mean, it's even more amazing. The original Windows software is Electron-based JavaScript stuff. You can't mix this shit up. It's hilarious. It's of course not ideal, but at least it's better than nothing. Not really. It's crazy that there's yesterday's video, not an open source solution, like integrated in something. But anyway, we have some updates to do. There is at least half bus for this text layouting stuff. And do we have, is it even odd for 3? I need to check. Maybe data didn't do this half bus. So we still have some manual feedback potentially. Okay, here's some test disabled. So far, so good. Yeah, so that is not unstable. I need to quickly check if that really, because on some new sites, yay, new half bus version, performance optimized and stuff, and then is it even stable? I don't know. Recurring theme here that nobody noticed. 20 years ago, that was an spoken standard, not unspoken, spoken standard. Odd was development, but even the Linux kernel doesn't do it like that anymore, right? So somehow most people have abandoned this. Getting yesterday too hot, today too cold, after some tornadoes and rain and stuff. Getting a little bit fresh. Nothing like our Horizon could not heat up here. So half past. Okay, GitHub. So 5.3. This website is a little bit funny. I mean, people tell me my websites look old. I mean, in one way, I appreciate the simplicity. I mean, I would kind of sort of do the same. The only thing is, it just doesn't really show the most important here. But on the way, it's an interesting style actually. On the second sort, we definitely need to. Probably this is something I will also over the year. People tune in our Discord and start to use T2 more on their vintage and retroware. Of course, need to make this way better over the year, and we definitely need to revamp the T2 website. I will probably even implement, and maybe in such a style. I like this. Keep it stupid simple. Just maybe a little bit more prominent information first, but anyway. Otherwise, and support for dark mode. Initially, like a year ago or like the last years, I like dark mode, now YOLO. But in the meantime, I started to quite like dark mode, like auto dark mode on my phone. Especially you learn this with small kids at home. Then you, in the night, you turn your iPhone on it. It's your Android on. It's totally bright actually. So for the night actually, pretty neat. And then with website support, so it's a little bit alien actually. So for like years I was like, yeah, dark mode, and for websites like, yeah, YOLO, whatever. But actually with a small child at home, changing diapers at night and stuff is like actually some 90% less bright phone, actually pretty useful at night. So probably some T2 website revamp with dark mode support probably. So major speed up, loading, subsetting fonts, CFF table, some fonts 3 times faster. I mean, it's probably not a common, I mean, subsetting is usually when you save stuff, right? Or actually they say loading, instead of loading up, I mean subsetting you would, okay, but loading, okay, fine. Blending CFF, what is blending a font table? What do they mean? Do they mean joining that? Anyway, it sounds like it's stable. It's not like they say latest and not like probably, so yeah, that certainly explains why data. I did run data already. Somehow these days data doesn't find the most though. Hope there's nothing broken yet again. And we will also over the next months need to work on making T2 just work. Yesterday discussions on our Discord, people is like, yeah, this stuff needs to be smoother. Yes, I'm there. I try hard day and night, literally. Yeah, welcome Dash, welcome everyone. Many fan control use normalization to make it more normally. sentences. What do you mean with you need to write more full sentences. I have it at times hard to parse those sentences. Oh wait, did I? Actually, no, I didn't update that. What do you mean? I can't. Wait, is that a real package name or? By the way, with this Valence stuff, I now have this another display on another port. So now it's my left and right displays, which is a little bit actually annoying. You say, or is that, did we text open source? Is that one? Is that independent of half-brother, I guess? Yeah, best always. Also, it is. I understand it's super annoying that you can't usually type links here. Oh darn! Wayland also every second. Oh, okay, that's cool. So what else did we say? Normalization. What do you mean control use normalization? Do you mean like averaging this stuff? Probably. Do you mean that was normalization? But this right now, I mean, yeah. So the one thing I wanted, I explicitly wanted, and I even added this pump boosting later. So first I had this running yesterday. I continued as usual here with a little bit of stuff, and it was working quite well, but I added this pump stuff because that's what I said in the video yesterday. I explicitly added that, so I actually want that to instantly jump to 100%, or like not 100%. You see, I didn't like hard code that. It's like if it's like less than 50% idle. I use here idle because that's what you get out of proc stats. You have the users and stuff, so you have idle directly. This is why I call this here idle. Theoretically, I would call this load, but load is already my function name there. So if it's like less than 50% idle, I don't jump that in, I scale that, right? So I use that like 100 versus idle, minus idle. This is a load, so we have there 50% to 100%, and subtracting 50. So because we have a function here, a step function from 50 to 100%. I subtract 100, so it makes this 0 to 50. So this effectively boosts that 0 to how do we like plus like 0 to 50 or so percent of stuff. Because so for example, if the load is 100%, because we thread rip stuff here, that would mean we get 50% extra, at least 50% pump, and plus the temperature, right? So obviously there's already something I found this is quite enough. We could make this 100%, but so far I also don't want to have the pump extremely jumping around. I mean, it's so the thermal system has already quite some thermal mass, so it's like naturally normalizing, averaging somewhat, if that is what you mean with normalizing. But yeah, so super simple stuff, and it's like the difference of day and night. I mean, before that, this fan stuff always was stupid and annoying. Yeah, just needs proper code. Where do we build stuff? So yeah, we build here as per usual, building here some ISOs, half pass. Let's build that. Data already updated, at least wine. And as there are questions regarding USB booting, like wine and tiny little other stuff, I could Actually, the last years I didn't have a portable PowerBook just for the YouTube collection here. I actually auctioned the other month a Thai book. Didn't show this yet on this channel. In relatively good condition. I never had that. I had an iBook, and what did I had? Was iBook the only thing I had? Maybe it was. I sold my iBook, 800 megahertz iBook, like 15 years ago on eBay because I didn't need it anymore. Still probably got some 300 or something euro, something of that sort. And so yeah, Thai book. I could try, mostly because it's an amazing machine. 16 by 10 screen and stuff. Yes, they are prone to fail in crack case and stuff, but that's quite good right now. Also for testing, right? Not only it's a beautiful machine, I certainly can make a YouTube video about it, but also testing because there are currently some questions regarding USB booting, so can do that later. I don't remember having an issue before this year. Okay, fine. But yeah, the question is USB booting. My understanding is the open firmware from Apple never officially supported USB booting. Definitely, as far as I know, never. I'm not sure if the very, very latest, like the last what was it? I have no idea. 1.8 gigahertz or whatever the last G4 iBook was. But even my last G5, I'm maybe none. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, but yeah, I can only give some tips, right? And it's like, I didn't test this. I would need it. This is also the crazy stuff, right? Giving people supports like, yeah, it takes like 30 minutes, all packing it out, writing a USB drive, right? 5 minutes there, 5 minutes there, testing there, 10 minutes, and like easily 30 minutes are gone. And that's also why I do this channel, right? Because certainly makes no sense to support people for free managing nothing else in your life. So yeah, that with this odd stable thing, I slightly wonder if the new stuff, and that is also the stuff, right? Often you start to implement something, and some months later you wonder, should it be reversed? For example, if like nowadays most modern stuff, like the Linux kernel, half bus, actually is using odd versions as stable, maybe we should do the reverse and like assume, like have data assume that we can update everything and only mark maybe now the outliners, the few ones, the few last vintage troublemakers of odd being unstable. Maybe that is the thing. Otherwise we start to mark more and more. I don't know. Just a sort. So half bus there. What else did we want to do? There are some, so the stuff is maybe I need to create a T2 patches because I originally said, actually maybe I should actually check my emails. I didn't, because it goes to a T2. Actually, honestly didn't look too often into the T2 folder here. Maybe I should do that more often. Oops, that is L4. Where is T2? If we got some patches, you never know. I initially said, maybe not. Last email's quite a while. Yeah, modern people don't use emails much anymore. And it doesn't scale the most. I initially said I collect patches from everywhere, but the problem is with between all the messages, it's not the easiest to keep track here. Maybe we need to create a T2 patches then. I don't know, or basically, if you have a patch pending, maybe send it again, like keep pinging me, because it's not the easiest to keep track here. This readline, I actually wonder, so Notec said pulse mixer. The crazy stuff is it's pretty dim in the office. It looks so bright on this freaking Panasonic Lumix camera. Actually, it starts to get too a little bit darkish. Maybe this one could fix, so this was for pulse mixer, use it properly. A Python build needs to support handling Unicode. And so that is an interesting thing, maybe. Python conf, we have here, include, what do we have here? Maybe this would improve our bash stuff, because remember I had this issue that if I type fast, or does it? crazy. It doesn't. Why do I? Because usually I had here this non-breaking Unicode white space. Actually, maybe right now I didn't even have that because maybe now I run a Unicode local. Yep. Just even our load. Load is actually, yeah, so you see I built here multiple things and that is not enough. This is why, if you wondered right now, I built like only 3 or so builds with job 32. This is why I usually build like 12 or so with only job 4 or something, because yeah, that is, you see, that is a load that you get with all the serialized configure stuff. Adding average for burst loads like compiling not small packages. Flag building, open and LDP. Welcome everyone. I usually don't use open LDP. Usually it works. By the way, somehow I noticed yesterday on the video if how do I usually do it? Because right now I only yesterday after the video noticed why was this previously less clipped? I don't understand. Because I yesterday, okay, so you see the, yeah, that is somehow half. Why was it previously better? I don't understand. I think this previously was a little bit better. Open LDAP. Do I want to build this into my system? Yeah, okay, let's do your one fresh code, right? And then try open LDAP into the system. Is there anything maybe that manually I usually don't build that? Mr. Locksoid asks how I became that good in kernels. Actually, I'm not even doing that much kernel development live on YouTube except soon our microkernel, right? I mean, I do this stuff, I program like for 30 years, right? Since I was 10, kind of, sort of. Although when I was 10, of course, was BASIC and then Turbo Pascal and then Turbo Assembler on DOS. And then Linux and then C and Linux. And do Linux distribution for over 20 years, like since I joined Rock Linux 25 freaking years ago. So yeah, but nowadays, I would say, I mean, nowadays most people are actually more lucky because not only the software is in some ways better and more advanced, and also freaking computers are faster, but there's also internet, right? When I started, there wasn't internet and I had to learn BASIC from bloody library books and even had to find probably Turbo Pascal I pirated from my neighbor, but I think we ordered Turbo Assembler together like when we were like 14 or 13. But yeah, so much to pirating stuff. I guess Turbo Pascal I got a backup copy from someone, but Turbo Assembler we freaking brought together, I think. I mean, it's probably still pirating, but I mean, the company should also be happy, in my opinion, if 13-year-olds, although my neighbor was older, so maybe my neighbor was 14 and I was 13 and stuff. But yeah, in my opinion, companies should also be happy if like 13-year-old buy freaking expensive software together and share it. But yeah, nowadays GCC and binutils are free and you don't need to research all the stuff. Even when I was 18, or so, probably, I even still went to freaking library and researched there through electronic design books, right? When I was 18, there was V90 modem, right? And it was not only slow, 56K, but it also was freaking expensive. So nowadays people, I mean, you have nowadays, 20 years ago you couldn't, I mean, except Linux, and there was some stuff, but nowadays you have, of course, way more reference code of operating systems and stuff. Hey, this is outdated. We yesterday did 100.02. Yeah, nowadays you have so much more code, reference code, examples, and you don't need to go to a freaking library and sit there for hours and then pay for a photocopy machine. and stuff. That is definitely changed a lot. And in that time, I've worked on a 25 megahertz 386 with 2 megabyte memory, right? And yeah, so much to. Why did we not do that another? I thought we recently touched that. No. Why is it? I somehow remember. All right, was there something with? Oh, this didn't. No, there was something I somehow remember. It's not important. Okay, let's try open LDAP. Maybe is there an update? Maybe not. Maybe we should check that. Why don't we just update it? Popular. Do we have that? Maybe we don't. Maybe we do. I probably should stop updating. I mean, this is only like live on YouTube hanging out here. I should probably otherwise stop updating this random stuff and focus on more important stuff. Open LDAP. What did we got there? 262. Where do they have download? 262, yeah. I probably should open. I probably should do that from a new install for the best testing, not some, because this workstation SSD is actually a 10-year-old rolling release T2 update, so that is not the cleanest. How did that happen? Oh, no space left on device. Oops, wrong one. So yeah, there is the stuff you see. What is it? It's just with this high load. It's just changing the pumps sometimes slightly because we are. Yeah, actually we're not that fully loaded, right? The CPU. Yeah, the CPU even gets a little bit cooler. So the question is, theoretically, you could do a long-term test and have one system running with pump 100% and one system. I mean, yeah, one system running with the scaling and see which pump. Although then it's only sample size 2 of one of each. Not the best representation. But it would be interesting to know if sometimes slowing the pump down a tiny little bit, does it help the pump's lifetime? I have no idea. Maybe I should read Windows gamers Reddits or stuff. Oops. What's going on here? Okay, that. Shouldn't not have used that directly. Why did this previously? Strangely, must have done something strange. I should actually have run this with nice. Actually, we can just fix that here. Actually, you know what, gives that a higher priority, then I can earlier test this PowerPC. I think I booted on the Tiebook. I got it already 6 months ago. I'm total backlog of producing proper videos here. I think I test booted T2 maybe from an. Did I burn? Maybe I burned a CD. Okay, TCP wrappers. What's going? Option or disable. Spelled like that, or yeah. So this needs to be a little bit better. Do we have TCP wrappers, or what's going on here? Looks like I had that installed though. Why does it not find that? try to rebuild that, see if this fixes the thing. Otherwise we need to debug that maybe. It doesn't even have a website, is it even? Yes, this is probably mostly unmaintained stuff at times. Alright, this is FTP, this is... People wonder that I'm a huge fan of supporting yeah, stable release 1997, thank you very much. Okay, this was maybe not the most perfect installed. So now it does something, but indeed it still errors out so much too. It could also be, once upon a time it of course built, but it's of course latest glibc, latest GCC. There's always something. Conflicting type. I think this is something that TCPD originally defined. What redefinition originally defined? It sounds a little bit like this header is this header missing like safeguards for inclusion? Oh, it does. Cool. Maybe it's included just twice. What is the name of this stuff? Yeah, sometimes the stuff is so simple, and this is also why I can't support each thing live on Discord or stuff. I need to see the error or yeah, this. It's crazy, but if this comes from, like, yeah, there you have it. Not sure. I mean, it's hard to tell what change broke that. Maybe simply other distributions patched it. Maybe an OpenLDAP update. And just in their own code base, they included twice. I mean, there's of course Pragma ones and stuff. But so yeah, that was user include TCP. Let's grab where that is coming from. TCP wrappers, of course. Probably other distributions have a patch for that. We only notice now because I'm also not building everything every day. But this of course did compile some time ago. It's also crazy that, but yeah, 20 years later, right? So many hotfixes already, it's hilarious. This will of course fail because this patch is not yet patching the right file. But I want the sources to tweak that so it is just top level. I probably should check if other Linux distributions have a similar patch or even an update. Maybe someone is maintaining that, because certainly there must be something between 1997 or what was it? 1997 and today 25th. Yeah, our recurring theme, right? Linux distributions and Linux and BSD built on the foundation of rotten bits from the 70s, 80s and 90s. And then you wonder why we have security vulnerabilities everywhere between C and outdated stuff from back in the day. So let's maybe check like with Gentoo's ebuild. So most cursor Gentoo ebuild TCP per. Yeah, of course they also have this something. So 2.6. That sounds a little bit newer. So it sounds like someone is maintaining that from somewhere. Where is oh, there. Ah, darn. TCP. Darn. Where was the path of apps? Can we TCP wrapper? Can we just edit that? Where is this download coming from? Debian. They download that from Debian pool. Okay, they download. I think so. That is version cut 3. Also, yeah. If I so find this T2 stuff. Of course, I'm totally by it, but sure, you can read this, but in my opinion, our stuff is usually way less code, more readable, but leave in the comments below. Because so they cut this version 1 to 3, so my PV, so they download like cut 1 to 2, version cut 1-2. I assume this is 7.6, it's probably what we TCP wrappers. So it looks to me they download 7.6 FTP. That is probably the same. And then they download an additional Debian patch here. Because, yeah, this is also what I don't really appreciate. This is, we have this with some other vintage packages that they maintain, like, it's not the proper style to maintain that within Debian, and it would be so much better if there would be a proper upstream stuff, and then distributions like Gentoo and RGT2 peel this out of Debian. That is somehow really uncool. So they have the same, they just have .31 patch from Debian. Debian source, yeah, they have this Q. What did I say 30 something? Was it not 31 though? Do we have that there? Where is the freaking? Do we have patch? Can we? Okay, there are the patches, right? I would want. We have this for some other packages. Let's grab the FTP Debian. Long run? No. So where would that? HTTP. Okay, that works probably. Hopefully. So that would be pool TCP wrapper. And then, don't tell me they have this only in the, do they not have a proper patch? Q31. Don't tell me they only have a freaking, no, here is some, okay, here's original. Would that be a patch or is it a patch? How does it? What do we download here? Diff gsets. They don't have diff, do they? Shit. What does Gentoo download? They download the freaking Debian tower. Shit. Okay, they also download that. Then we need to peel the patch out of that. That is super. So look on how much extra time this. If it would be properly maintained, you could just package it. Now you need to spend all this extra detective work of researching how to best extract it there. So download that. Darn, I also didn't copy and paste because it's Wayland. The future is... Oh, wait a second, maybe. Wait a second, Q31 Debian, copy this. Oh, no, it worked. And then we need to write some code to extract that and let's see, probably we have a workaround. Getting upstream to accept old arch patches gets harder. I mean, there is probably no upstream since 1997, but instead of maintaining that inside Debian, it would be... I mean, I understand the Debian people think they are the only Linux distribution and don't realize there are 1,854 more Linux distributions. Wired how to build, other people didn't saw any patches for Gentoo Arch. I mean, this TCP, as I said, probably it's patched in that one here. Do they have here, maybe in where did I? Probably here. No, okay, doesn't matter. So then let's peel out those patches. Alright, that's standard. So yeah, Debian patches, so that, oh darn, these are really many patches. So we would pre-patch extract that, and we need to check Debian patches. Are these all patches, or do they apply in that order, or probably not? But yeah, look at that many patches, right? Yeah, serious. Maybe it would make sense. Also, I mean, the naming, why is all the stuff not named diff and patch? I mean, what coding standard is that? Also drop frames? YouTube complaining. Yeah, a dash has a hidden transfer. I mean, it's not even like transfers, right? It's like Gentoo, like T2. I mean, I could import these patches, but importing this Debian stuff has the benefit of, if they update this with some hotfix, and we can just grab the latest download. It's not even hidden transfer. It's like the hidden, I would call it not, it's the hidden state of crazy patches. And yeah, also, yeah, people ask me why I don't use Debian. I mean, naming convention, it's like, also like maintaining patches in TAR files and anyway. And size T, so these are really all, yeah, so there is quite some, yeah, why do they, I mean, who in their right mind would name this stuff like hello file extensions anymore? So yeah, we could theoretically make a helper function, because we probably need this sometimes, to like Debian patch, go through this patch series and patch this stuff. Let's see if we probably have that still here. Move this Debian stuff in here. We probably do we not have we have more Debian debug. This is why this didn't autocomplete. And 4p in patch. Is it P01? No, I should have probably checked. We can redo that in Debian. Okay, P1. Yeah, that succeeded, unsurprisingly. Tiny little bit fixes. We could actually... We could simply add that to our, you know, what if we wouldn't need to write the loop ourselves. We could simply extracting. Do they have a Debian folder? Probably not, huh? We only need to prepend substitute the beginning with Debian patches or so. Ah, wait, sorry, I need another delimiter. Substitute patches and add that to our patch file variable, then we can have the T2 stuff take care of that. Let's see, Debian tar and all. Can we copy that from some other package? No? Do we have no? Really not another tarball? Yeah, often they have diffs. I mean, for other packages, crazy. Pity. TCP. Everything you need to write from scratch. So what do we have here? Config stuff for parallel build, install. Thank you very much. So we need probably actually pre-patch something. TCP wrappers. Pre-patch 5 TCP wrappers. And so we need to extract, that would be match source file here. Do we have directly with tar? Yeah. Here's something. So tar, standard tar opts, match source file, path to that of, how do we call that? It has Debian in the name, right? Did I not save that? Oh, darn, this is the wrong. Oh, darn, I might do that in the wrong source tree because too many. Yeah, I guess we grab for Debian. Debian and then cut those Debian patch series to var insert patch files Something like that. So probably we don't need this hotfix. So this hotfix worked in theory, but let's see. Builds this TCP wrappers. This will probably fail the first time. So now I hear the fan a little bit more, but it's also probably getting warmer. Actually, we also have more load. Actually, yeah, so 68%. We now have higher load, we built more stuff. Where was my... is it here? What, this builds the first try? So I need to bump the version numbers, it should then be .31 or something. Okay, that somehow did not yet work, I think. These are only our patches. Ah, wait, I think I might have added that on. Yep. Let's try that again. Yeah, how was this? Did we not previously? I slightly wonder why people complain about the video capture. I actually don't quite. Yeah, actually you're right. Oops, that was the wrong one. I actually... maybe this was moved previously. I mean the... yeah, thanks for reminding though, that it's certainly... although the top line, no, but probably the top line you usually don't really need. It's probably fine like that, thanks for the reminder. So, why did I... anyway, did this now... pre-patch that stuff? Wait, that's even the... okay, this is adding some... what is it adding? TCP wrappers var inside patch files. That is indeed... okay, it... wait a second. Somehow this patch files. Debian, did this only do one? Somehow I have the feeling this only added the one for some reason. Somehow right, maybe we probably need simply quotes there. We either need quotes there, or we could actually improve our, or like, yeah, is it improvement? We could improve our variable helper there to add actually all of those arguments, then it would work as like that as well. So yeah, but this works. I'm surprised that this mostly worked for the first try. Usually there is some more stuff. But that's also why I copied that from the other package, at least partially. It's always... someone, was it Dash or IoT? Dave, regarding updates with T2, of course you would then normally emerge stuff from source, right? This is why, I mean, we at times maintain stable releases, but stable release branches, but it's somewhat pointless. There is just too many hot fixes and security stuff that maintaining just like one trunk, like you install T2 from the last release and then like you build stuff from the trunk where all the new stuff and fixes are in. I mean, if we once have 1 million users, we could probably switch to maintaining more stable release branches. So, okay, as expected, some of the stuff we had here doesn't... okay, that is crazy. That is, of course, now some... I mean, okay, all stuff we don't need, but we need to be careful that we have like some of the stuff activated then. But this obviously can change the behavior now. We need to be careful there. So the hot fixes we did over the years, of course, the Debian people had to fix similar stuff, so probably most of them we can delete. I wonder if this breaks because we patched some stuff from Musel and uselibc. I wonder if the Debian people have all of this stuff. I think I saw them Musel, but if it breaks again, we can repatch that again. Our stuff built, and now with the patch stuff it doesn't build anymore. Cool. By the way, does this, maybe it doesn't support -v. We always got this warning about usage. Probably -v needs to be in the beginning. Yeah, it's crazy. You import the Debian patches and just build. What should I say? My life, 20 years. Yeah, I don't know. Do the Debian people not know their includes? Why does it build for Debian and oh wait, did so yeah, it's as easy as importing some If not dev in at 6, I mean, what kind of logic is that? What has malloc to do with... I mean, okay, if... That is crazy. Why would you do that? So they maybe have really not fixed it for what I had it fixed for the Debian glibc is so much older that they don't need that. No, this fails here, no. Was it even that one? Yeah, I hate fixing this winch. It's so pointless wasting everyone's time with unmaintained Blendanware. Yeah, it's sad. This error list, was it? Here is that maybe we need to undefine that. Maybe we need to patch the config. So anyway, I had to double check that one here. Which file was that? Make file? All in the make file? No. So real demon deer, what did we... Oh darn. So this is user bin, user sbin. Okay, user sbin it is here. What else? Style, process, language extensions. Okay, style, ACLX, that is a little bit okay. We had at least facility log, facility. Why do they have facility log auth pref? We probably could leave it there. I mean, so we had, maybe we want to continue using what we had, not to cause regressions. Append dot Solaris will not work, customs taken from, I don't know, we had this for ages, maybe we should enable it? Paranoids. Always first name and it's crazy that the Debian people simply added a second line. I never have done it like that. So we had that unset and hostname. Also not okay, but somehow, okay, so far so good. We had to only modify this a little. Now the only question is what's going on with this error list. So they have here extra C flags. Oh wait, is this Musel support? Oh no, they have here some Musel makefile. Oh, they have here some Linux also. Do we use it? They said extra. What do we use to build this? I mean, it's hilarious how much time you need to waste with this vintage stuff. We build with, no, we don't really, but we set some extra C flags there. Tiny little typo, but I wanted to anyway rename that here to have the history of this. So we don't build it with that. Why does it fail then? Now rules to make target C flags needed by CTC. What the heck? Real daemon deer style. Analyze on the weak symbols. So yeah, so much to the Debian patches, and then your stuff doesn't build anymore. I wonder if the most important thing. By the way, did they patch an install target? No. Did they patch this header? Yeah, they patched this one thing, that's this header double inclusion thing. They really patched it. So the one thing I mean, theoretically we could, I mean, we probably want the rest, do we? I mean, it's crazy, right? We import the Debian patches and stuff doesn't build anymore anyway. Exploding will support. Alright, this is fine. Actually wanted to see where that is coming from. It's a little bit strangely named, weak symbols, and so yeah, this Debian patch stuff is not super amazing because weak symbol stuff, okay, it's one thing, but they also patch here this include thing apparently. That is of course, in my opinion, or did they, wait a second. Yeah, that is yeah, so they add that there. Yeah, so yeah. Anyway, only need to get this shit to build now. Is not that. Maybe this is actually really not prepared for so new glibc that doesn't have that anymore. Or so okay, this was actually, so yeah, I guess let's try to patch that in there somehow. Yeah, but totally, it's crazy. I mean, sure, people shouldn't build another 1800 Linux distribution, but we did that for 20 years already. But it's crazy how much outdated vintage stuff is there. So maybe we need, wait, what else do we have here? String copy. Maybe we simply need to define that one here. You're lucky. Okay, this build, does it work? I wouldn't be surprised if that fixes some security vulnerability one or another. But probably wow, this fast is how, it's not even I wanted to do that, right? It's just like community contributions, like, hey, this stuff doesn't build, and then like 1.5 hours later. It is, however, that with like 70%, and at least with today it's way cooler here in the office, obviously, after all this tornadoes, thunderstorms going through Germany. So it's probably like 10 freaking degrees Kelvin or centigrade, or double that in freedom Fahrenheit units. But yeah, this is such a difference, right? With my previously fixed fan curves for like way too long, the fans probably would be 100% now, but now with this little bit shell guidance there, that it's pretty nice. So yeah, there we have that. Coming back to the vintage stuff, by the way, it's not the worst thing. When I got this tie book some 6 months or so ago, I of course charged it, by the way. Oh yeah, it came with a charger. I think the battery was holding a bit of charge. I mean, obviously only like 1 hour or so, whatever. That's also the crazy stuff, right? If you collect a little bit of nice vintage and retro stuff, you should service those batteries like a little bit. If you have it only like 12 or 24 months of stuff in your shelves, then that's obviously not doing your battery any good. Yeah, crazy update galore here. And I'm not seeing how you could program, I was joking, with our data AI of doing those updates. I don't see how you could train a neural network of those people. It's like neural network will take over programming. I mean, how should this, with our today's technology, I totally don't see a general artificial intelligence taking over this stuff. You really would need some real, positronic brain stuff of Star Trek galore, some real data TM. What is it? This is right. I disabled that. All right, we can delete that. And to do this kind of work, I really wonder how many decades we are away. Was it something what was this? Is this looking Malik? Do we really needed that actually? So as much as I don't like to do this time wasting stuff, it's unfortunate that we probably don't have any automation for this kind of random YOLOing. And this is also why each Linux distribution is doing this at Gentoo and Arch and stuff. They all had to spend that much time. Okay, we really needed that. Maybe we should reuse some other patch names though. Maybe we rename that just to have a little bit of history of. Oops. What? Did I not revert that? Did I copy and paste that wrong? Let's hope I didn't mess something up. I wonder if this patch is worth it. I mean, yeah, if I now start to merge that into the stable tree, then somehow we will never have a release. I guess if it's not too much asked to have people re-emerge TCP wrappers if you run into this from the T2 trunk. Excellent, yeah, this is fine. So another vintage package, way modernized, live on this channel. So yeah, with that I also have some other commercial stuff to finish, so that's it for this open source live stream. I hope you learned something, documenting here all this Linux distribution work live on this channel, all the obscurities and state of open source and vintage stuff. It's somehow crazy that we still use this stuff a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, there you have it. 1997 plus Debian patches. I hope you enjoyed this, learned something. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I hope to see you soon for more fun stuff and PowerPC, PowerBook testing and such to come.